Hello everybody, welcome to another reaction video. Today it's a variety day, as you're probably seeing on the screen right now. It's not gonna be my first impressions because I've already taken a look at this card. I couldn't stop myself. I'm a bit later today compared to the other days, but that means I can give a more in-depth reaction, analysis, I mean, to this cards compared to yesterday that just kind of glossed over them. And to make up for that, I'm gonna see these cards and then I'm gonna look at yesterday's cards. I'm gonna talk more about them. I was too focused on getting the video out fast that I completely ignored the quality aspect. The audio was a mess and shit, so yeah, today I'm gonna try to be a little more than that. I may not be high ranking, but I can give you my opinion, my own insight, and then you can form your own opinion. Maybe you hear something that, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. But yeah, let's see. Okay, let's start with format. 2 mana burst speed Demacia, give an ally +2/+2 this round. This means that Sharp Sight's probably gonna get rotated, if you've seen the leaked, quote unquote leaked thing from Reddit, it says that Sharp's getting rotated, but that's not confirmed, so I wouldn't take it. I take it with a grain of salt. But I think this pretty much confirms that Sharp Sight is in fact getting rotated. This is not giving the can block elusive aspect, but let's be fair, that wasn't the reason you used to run old Sharp Sight. I like +2/+2 was just such a good combat streak, and that was the main reason for you to run it. The elusive thing was kind of like another upside, right? But this is still very good. I think probably you're just a 3-off in the Master decks again. Like, the reason why you caught it after the nerfs was because +1/+2 wasn't that big of a deal. So, you were using it mostly for the block elusives thing and to protect your units. But +2/+2 is insane. It's huge. And I think there's probably going to be another, it's going to be back as being a Demacia staple. And this means that probably all the staple cards, if they're getting rotated, they're going to get their own replacement again. So here we have Search Warrant, 4 mana Demacia, fast speed. An ally with 4+ power captures a unit, or an ally captures a landmark. I like seeing this, personally, because this gives Demacia a reasonable way to deal with landmarks, besides, Arika, which is a terrible card. You don't want to play that. 8 mana, that's too much to get rid of landmark. I think 4 mana is a lot more reasonable. Maybe as a one-off in landmark metas, this is gonna see play. I mean, it is kind of like a settle removal, but I don't think this card's gonna be very popular. Like I say, maybe as a one-off, and if certain landmark decks see a lot of play. But yeah, I don't see Search One being that good. It's good that it has the thing with a lot of new landmark cards nowadays, that it does something and captures a landmark, so it's not a dead card in your deck in case you're not facing a landmark deck. I think that's pretty good. But yeah, I think the other, like, this is just so much worse than striking, right? Like, if you still have single combat, you'd rather have single combat. I think, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think Search Warrant's that good. I think Search Warrant is like a one-off. I think it's like an okay card, but I don't think it's like a good card. It's not something that you would want to run your deck normally. And then we have Thrall Bulwark. Okay. 3 mana 3/4 Freljord. I don't take damage from allied spells or shields. So this means that Avalanche is probably not getting rotated. Sounds see what other upside this has besides Avalanche. In Freljord, you don't have that much stuff that damages your own units. Of course, you have Ravine, but Ravine is not a spell or a skill. I mean, you have Tarkas, the troll that on attack deals damage to all your own units, but in that case, you want your allies to get damaged because Scar Grounds. But Vladimir is confirmed to get rotated, so I'm not sure. Like, what would you play Scar Grounds with even? So I don't know. Anyways, I don't think this card is good. Question mark. 3 mana 3/4. I mean, doesn't even have like the Thrall thingy up there. It doesn't do anything for the Thrall decks. I don't know. Maybe there's gonna be some new cards coming in that synergize with this in some type of way. But I think this just is like okay, Avalanche probably not getting rotated because I don't see any other way that this gets benefit. Like, it's like if you play like a ramp deck or something, you play like a 3 mana 3/4, and then you Avalanche, and this thing doesn't take damage. Like, that's I mean, I can see it being okay. Maybe if like Tyrant Keeper gets rotated, which is like the 3 mana 3/4 that you usually play, maybe you play this instead, so it can survive the Avalanche. Maybe threaten some damage. Block for some more turns, etc. Like, it can be like a nice tool for your side. I can kind of see it, but honestly, I'm not that impressed with this card. And then we have 2-mana Failure 2/3 Frostcoat Cob. Spend 6 mana to play me as Frostcoat Matter instead. And then Frostcoat Matter is a 6 mana 7/5 from Failure again, Overwhelm, which is a token. It can only be generated by Frostcoat Cob, so you cannot main deck it. Excuse me for the train passing by. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but if you do, I'm sorry. Can't do much about it. And yeah, I think this is really good. I think this is a really interesting card. I love the design. I love the cards that let you like, okay, you can do this, or in later stages of the game, you can do this. Because late game cards, sometimes you don't put it on your deck because it's like, okay, I'm not gonna put this in my deck because maybe I don't get there in time. I need something for the early game. But Frostcoat Cob, you can play this, and then if you try later in the game, you're not sad because you're playing a 6 mana 7/5 Overwhelm, which is like pretty decent. I'd say this card is good. I'd say this card will see play because you can play as a 2 mana 2/3 in early game. Not bad staff, blocks well, and then you have to see later as a 6 mana 7/5. I think it's okay for the cost and the fact it's Overwhelm. I think this is gonna be pretty decent for mid range Overwhelm decks because it gives you like an early unit and it can give you like I'm repeating myself, but I just love that. I love that you have the option to play an early game unit if you don't have many of those, or a late game unit if you haven't drawn any of them, or later into the game and you can afford the 6 mana. I think this is fantastic. I love this type of card design and I hope we see more of this. Okay, up to the next page. Sorry, a little bit slow there. And then Shadow Isles is getting some new tools because we know Battlefeast is getting rotated. So I hope they make up for it in some kind of way. Because, yeah, it's pretty sad otherwise. The state of Shadow Isles control. But let's see. Soul Harvest, 2 mana slow spell Shadow Isles. Kill a follower with 3 or less power, or spend 4 mana to kill a champion with 4 or less power. Okay, that's pretty good. That's like crumble cost, but you can't interact with it by removing a unit. Like 3 attack champions, we gotta see which ones remain after the rotation. But Heimerdinger is one of them off the top of my head. You don't want to spend it on like smaller champions, right? Like Teemo, etc. You can kill Kaelin. I don't know, 4 mana kill Kaelin. It's probably bad for you. I'm not sure how good this card is now that I'm thinking of all the champions. Probably forgetting some major ones since Quietus was super good. And Quietus was like 2 or less. So just 4 mana. Not as quiet as a blowout as old Quietus with 1 mana. But maybe it sees some play because you can spell 2 mana, kill a 3 or less power. There's a couple followers with that kind of HP. Maybe you run it instead of Quietus, not sure. Probably run it instead of Quietus. Is the thing is that Quietus is 1 mana, and that's pretty good. And you can like damage the unit to bring it to that 4 total stats threshold, as opposed to this, which can only like lower the power, and there's a lot less regions that can do that, like Quicksand, and not that many, honestly, not that many regions that can lower the power of a unit. So, and I don't think it's worth it to spend that many cards to lower the attack and then use this. I just don't see it, honestly. So Harvest, not a fan. Maybe I'm wrong. I could see it being played, but from my point of view, I don't think this card's that good. I don't think you would play it. I tried though, because Battlefeast, that's gonna. Okay, 6 mana, low speed. Shadow Isles, Eradication. Kill all units with 3 or less power. I mean, it's like a small ruination, We already got Castigate, which is, kill followers instead, 7 mana. This 6 mana, kill 3 or less power. I mean, seems like they want Shadow Isles to be like interacting with power and killing, like with Quietus, and now we have Soul Harvest, Eradication. Seems like they wanna go for that flavor, they wanna go for that region identity. Shadow Isles is good at killing cards with low power, I'm guessing. Again, not sure how good this card is. I mean, this is a huge blowout against aggro, so if we're in an aggro meta, Eradication is gonna be super good. If Samira ends up being on like a low to the ground, low power units kind of deck, Eradication could be good. If we're in a Samira meta with like pirate kind of units with like 1, 2, 3 HP attack, Eradication could be insane. A huge blowout. And yeah, I think this card is good in like more aggro metas, but if the meta transitions to a more mid range or control slash combo kind of meta, Eradication is gonna stop seeing play. You know, kind of like how, like some cards, like Withering Well, Box, that kind of shit that you don't play if there's not a lot of aggro. I think this is gonna be on with that Bible. I think this is gonna be a good card if aggro's good. And then we got Targon, new cards for Targon. Targon is my favorite region for those that don't know. So I was kind of excited when I saw this, but then not as excited as I saw when I saw that what it does. 2 mana Targon, 1/4, round start, Cosmic Jungling. Sorry, round start, heal me and your Nexus 1. I mean, healing 1, it can add up, especially in the early game. There's a pretty cheap unit. A 1/4 is hard to remove, especially because you damage it and then it's gonna heal 1 next turn, and then you're in Targon, so you have a ton of protective shit. You got a Guiding Touch, you got Pale Cascade. Not sure if any of those are getting rotated, but yeah, you got ways to protect. Targon's okay at protecting the unit, but I'm not sure how much you want to spend on protecting this since it's only healing you 1. It's got not the best blocking stats, but you want it to be like a backline unit. I mean, you can block like a Spiderling, and then it goes back to full HP again. You can block like a 2 attack unit, a 2/1. You can block like a 2/1 and heal, then block another 2/1 and heal. Like, I'll have to see. I'm not sure how good this card is. I'm not sure how the pro level of the game is gonna end up after rotation. And when it comes to Eternal game, I don't think there's gonna see play in Eternal. Just as a commentary. Maybe I can add that. In Eternal, I think this card's bad. I don't see this card being good in Eternal if you're planning to play that. Which, for those who don't know, Eternal is gonna be the format with like all the old cards and no rotation. This card could see play in Eternal. This card probably doesn't see play in Eternal. This card doesn't. This card could actually see play in Eternal. Just adding that for the Eternal gamers that watch me. But yeah, then we got the next card and the last card before we go to yesterday's cards and review them again. 2 mana slow speed Targon, Falling Star. Deal 4 to an enemy that attacked this round or is stunned. So I feel like this means that Flock's getting rotated, sadly for all of us. Noxus Control gamers, Noxus Control, my favorite archetype, and Targon's my favorite region. I feel like there's a little bit of a difference there, but yeah, Noxus Control is one of my favorite archetypes, and I'll miss Flock. Yeah, I'll really miss Flock, but that's fine. Falling Star, this also probably means that Palo Star is getting rotated to Zoe's champion spell. And if it's Zoe's champion spell, then maybe Zoe gets rotated as well. I'm sure like that the leaked list they said Zoe, but it's leaked. It's not 100% confirmed. Take it with a grain of salt, as I'm saying. But yeah, Falling Star. Depending on where the power level of the game lands, this could be good. I mean, this is significantly cheaper than Paddle Star. 1 less mana actually means a lot. You lose 1 less damage as well. But the fact that it can attack or you can stun it, seems like they want to push Targon as the stun region again. And I don't hate this. I don't really love this either. I think this is okay. Like, I'm not sure if I would play it. Depending on where the power level of the game lands, it's either gonna be good, it's gonna be bad. The fact that it's slow speed hurts a lot. I'm not sure. Like, if this was fast speed, then that means you can deal 4 for 2 mana to anything that attacks. If you change the wording to like when the attack is done, this could be fast speed. But I don't know. I feel like if this was fast speed, it would be a lot better. At slow speed, it kind of hurts. But whatever. 2 mana slow speed Flock usually means that power level of the game is gonna go overall down, even if Samia tries to tell us otherwise. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you're here only for that, you can already close the video. But now I'm gonna go over again the cards from yesterday. So let me just give me a second because this is cuffed. Let me fix this so we can properly see. Sorry again. So we can properly see the stuff here. Oh my god, this is so scuffed. I apologize. Don't click off the video yet, please. I'm gonna fix it. There we go. a little bit stretched, but actually I can fix that. I can make it like this. Oh god, I'm so sorry. This is incredibly scuffed. You know, if you're here and you're expecting something that wasn't scuffed, I'm sorry. This is very much a scuffed channel. Okay. These are all the cards from today that we've seen. And let's go over Samira's package again. This was all I reviewed it correctly. I feel like, you know, I didn't realize that it was sprint speed. That's the only thing that changes my opinion here. This is decent, I'd say. You know, 3-1, it's pingable, whatever. I think it's good. Father Fury for elusives, Inferma, maybe for elusives. This card seems kind of bad. Named this spoiler. You know, I changed my mind. Could be good, especially with now that we have the 2 other cards that we're gonna talk about later. Then Barb Change. Barb Change is probably good with Samira. Pure Red, probably good on aggressive deck. Base and Buccaneer. I think it's really good. I think Brash is a really good keyword. It's basically anti-fearsome, that anything that has less than 3 or less HP. Anything that's 3 or less HP. If you have 3 HP, you can block. If you have less than that, you can't block. Okay, that's it. But yeah, let's go with Samir now. Samir is basically gonna be like an action. I think this means that action is getting rotated. I'd be surprised if action doesn't get rotated. I know the list that was leaked said that action isn't getting rotated, but I really doubt that. There's no way a champion as problematic as action doesn't get rotated. But yeah, when I'm summon or strike, create a flare in hand if you don't have one. That means that you have to spend your flare if you want to get the value off of Samira. But that's pretty good, you know? You can either deal 1 to enemy extras to clear all your plunder stuff, or you can give it out like challenger. That means that, you know, if you develop Samira on 1, you know, if you float on 1, like you pass on 1, get 1 spell mana, and then you have attack token on 2, you can develop Samira, and then opponent's like, oh, I can't play my, like, the big head, big brain guy from Darkness. You know, the 3-2 that on strike gets the Darkness height. You know what I'm talking about. Suddenly you can develop that, because then Samira can go after it. You're gonna have to wait until after she attacks. And yeah, she could like pass on you and make you waste your mana, and make you like lose the turn out, because you don't waste your mana, right? Because you get three spell mana. But yeah, I feel like, you know, Samira's gonna be pretty good for that. And then I also misread. I thought that it was 6 card a single turn. It's not like that. You got 2 turns for that. Your attack turn, and then the opponent's attack turn, because it's when you start around with the attack token, you know, so rally doesn't count either, right? You get until you get you start around with attack token. I mean, I guess Garen can make it so you start around with attack token, and that would be like an anti-synergy there, but level Garen, I mean. But yeah, that gives you a lot more time to spend 6 cards. Thing is that people are talking about aggro. I'm not sure. Like, besides aggro, like, I don't think aggro cares about flare at all. The challenger aspect, I mean, you can pull a unit aside, but you're spending 1 mana, not on a unit. And I'm not sure how good that is. Maybe, like, I'm not sure how. I don't find myself when I play aggro having a lot of spell mana. Maybe if you play the 1 mana 2/1 guy that attunes. You know, pirates, that could be good if that doesn't get rotated, but yeah. Shitting out 6 cards, it's pretty hard for aggro without running out of gas, you know? Because you gotta do it once to level her up, and then you gotta do it again to rally. And that's hard for aggro. Aggro doesn't play that many cards. Like, you throw a lot of cards, right? You like one drop, then 2 1-drops at 3. But then if you do 1 drop on turn 1, and then you do Samir on turn 2, then you gotta do like 3 units on turn 3, and then another 3 units on turn 4, or like 2 units on a spell or something like that. And that's hard. You know, that's hard for aggro. Aggro doesn't, like, you gotta have a really good curve to hit that on aggro, right? But maybe aggro doesn't care about the rally part and only uses flare good. I'm not sure about that. I see Samira more as like a Red Gwen kind of like tempo-y deck, where like she's the new pairing for Red Gwen in case Katarina gets rotated, which I'm almost sure she is. Like, that's the most reasonable rotation out of Noxus. Karina's a problem champion, and this could be the new pairing for Red Gwen if Gwen doesn't get rotated, which I don't think she will. She's kind of new. But yeah, I could see a tempo deck with her, because she definitely seems more like a tempo champ compared to like an aggro champ. You know, maybe she just gets played because she's a 2 mana, too quick attack. I don't know. I really don't know. I'll let the other people. I let the other people cook. You know. Samira's all out. this is given ally plus 2+0, or plunder given ally plus 2+2 instead. +2+0 or +2+2 if you plunder. You know, it's really easy to activate if you get flare. You know, like this is a really good champion spell because if you have Sami on the board, that means you're gonna get a flare, and then if you have a flare, you're gonna like burst speed flare, deal 1 to the nexus, and then 2+2+2. Really good synergy. It's gonna make Samia really hard to kill because you know if he has a flare, he can trigger the all out. I don't think you main deck it though. It seems pretty bad to main deck. I don't think aggro decks want to main deck this. I'm not sure tempo decks want to main deck this, but we're gonna see. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I think it's a good champion spell, but you don't want to main deck it. That's my opinion on it. And then stylish shot, which I misread the other time. Deal 1 to enemy nexus. The next time an ally strikes the enemy nexus this round, you get a stylish shot in hand that's not fleeting. So that means you can stylish shot and then set up an attack, and then the opponent's like, "Fuck, I gotta make it so no units hit the nexus here. Oh, he's gonna get another stylish shot. That's gonna be able to use another round, right? Yeah, be able to, and this is basically giving me like an infinite plunder activator. I think this is good. I think this card's pretty good. Again, it's hard to use the 1 spell mana, but if you play like the Never Surrender, you know, the 1/2/1 guy that attunes in Bilgewater, you know, you get the 1 spell mana. Maybe there's other new attune cards coming for Bilgewater. I'm not sure. You can even maybe get the Father Fury, get it off of Father Fury if you play that. Not sure you will. But I mean, this is a decent card, you know. Plunder activates all the time. You know, maybe Samia Sejuani is a thing. Another thing that I forgot, you know, because you got all the plunder cards. You know, Noxus, for your, you know, Gamblanc, which apparently he's getting rotated, but maybe he isn't because that list isn't 100% true. But I wouldn't be surprised if he is with all the new plunder cards he is. Maybe Riot wants the new plunder region to be Noxus. I'm not sure. I can see Samia Sejuani working. I think you would main deck this card. This card seems kind of good. For Plunder specifically, if you're not playing Plunder, I don't think you play this card. But yeah, these are the other 2 cards that the one in the video and I missed. Dashing Dandy, 3 mana 1/4 Overwhelm Noxus, Plunder, grant me +3/+0. So he's a 3 mana 4/3, which people are saying, oh, he's just like the Ballista. But they're not thinking about this. The Adroit Artificer, which activates all the Plunder effects again and makes this guy 7/4 instead, which is a pretty big, right? Or even the Dying Demolitioner, it's a 2-drop, which is probably more likely to be played. I'm not sure if you want to play this card. You know, I'm sure this card's good. I'm not sure if this card is, right? Like, like if this card ends up being played a lot, then I think you play these 2 cards, especially Elegant Edge and 1 mana 3/2 Fearsome, which is, you know, pretty good. It's like rearguard stats, but he's not really a 1-drop because you got a Plunder, so unless you get a Warning Shot, you don't really get the effect. But you can turn here into a 5/2, 1 mana 5/2 Fearsome with Adroit Artificer, or again, Daring the Blister, which I think is gonna be the more likely one. So yeah, I think this card's probably gonna be played. You know, a 1/2 Fearsome. You know, maybe you get it's easy to get the Plunder effect turn 1 because there's not any Fearsome blockers on turn 1 that I can remember besides the 3/1 from Shurima. But who the fuck plays that? So yes, you could be a good Plunder activator turn 1, and then you can like re-trigger her to turn it into a 3/2. And then Adroit Artificer, which I already commented just now. I'm not sure if it's gonna be good. It triggers all allied Plunder effects again. He has Challenger. He's a 5-drop. Depending on what kind of deck this thing ends up being in, could be good. I can't think of any Plunder cards besides like Rex. Like, I'm pretty sure that if Rex is still in the game and doesn't get rotated, you would play with Daring Demolitioner, right? Because it's Noxus and that's T-Bulk. Again, if T-Bulk doesn't get rotated either, we gotta see which cards get rotated, which doesn't. I think this could be insane with Rex. Not this card. This card could be insane with Rex. The other one, not so much. Because that means you don't gotta play, you don't even gotta Plunder to play Rex. Like, you just drop Rex and then you can activate it a later turn. You can like Plunder Rex, activate it, and then activate it again, which is gonna do a shit ton of damage. But yeah, again, not sure about this because it's a 5-drop. I'm not sure I want to pay that much mana for that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video and just subscribe. And I apologize for the quality of the videos recently. I just want to help the algorithm so I can do higher for stuff once the expansion drops. So yeah, higher for content when the expansions drop. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video where Probably Jack the Winner support. Others.
Yep.